Hello, Crystal Palace. Welcome to the Upper Norwood Library Hub's Library Live Lunch. This is a place to share positive information, useful information about the local community, and just keep us all connected during this time. My guest today is Louise Heywood, who is a local makeup artist based in Cooper's Yard. So Louise, lovely to have you. Thanks very much for joining us. Tell us a bit about you and how you got into being a makeup artist.
I got into it not in a direct route. I didn't really know it was a job, I think, 20 years ago. I did textiles at art college, and then again wasn't sure what to do, so I did an MA and concentrated on fashion forecasting. And then after a few years found myself working in marketing behind a desk, and just thought, well, how did I get here? I think a lot of creative people do that journey. And went on a shoot. I was in the marketing department of the Body Shop, and I had to go on a shoot to check one of the in-store posters. And I was just like, oh my God, this is like being back at art college. This is so fun. Lots of different creative people doing their own thing, all to work towards one picture at the end of the day. And there was lovely food and music. And I was just like, okay. And most importantly, the makeup artist was just a girl like me, young, in her jeans with just loads of makeup. And I don't know what I thought a makeup artist would look like, but I just thought, I think if I train, I could do that. And so the whole of our department was made redundant about a month later.
Wow.
So I used my redundancy pay to do a 4-month course in fashion makeup, and then I learned hair afterwards, because I do both. You can get a lot more jobs because I knew I wanted to do work for photography, not for film or theatre. You do get a lot more jobs if you do both.
Well, I suppose it's the whole look more, isn't it, if you do the hair as well?
Yeah, and it does make it fun, but also just budgets. They want to pay one person rather than two. They can keep the budget down.
Fair enough. Cool. It's funny how things work out, isn't it? Sometimes that you sort of knew you wanted a change of direction, and then it sort of happened. The opportunity kind of came up in a way that made it possible.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. I mean, I should have known, because when I was little, whenever someone came round to play, I would just sit them down in front of the mirror and say, right, I'm going to put your hair in Princess Leia braid bun thing, and then we can do whatever you want. And, I've always loved magazines and fashion and anything to do with that side of things. So, it just seemed to click.
It's interesting what you said about not realizing it was an option as a job, because I think I had the same thing with mine. It took me years to get to it, because it just didn't. They never tell you about these things at school, do they?
Yeah.
Sort of, singing teaching, makeup artists. I went glacier walking at some point.
My son's doing one of those this afternoon, one of those, okay, fill out your interests. And so I'll be interested to see what they come up at. But I mean, my best friend who works in theatre, she was advised to be a postman. A postwoman. I mean, and she's crazy clever as well. They are a bit bonkers. I can't remember what mine said I should be.
Yeah, it's probably just as well. I mean...
Yes, I said take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, definitely.
I think a lot of young people do ask me about how to get into being a makeup artist. And I was lucky. I won a competition that Bourgeois were doing, and that helped me get an agent. But it is a bit of a chicken and egg in the beginning. You can't get an agent until you get work. But in terms of magazines, it's 20 years ago, there were loads of magazines. And if you ask any photographer or stylist, they'll tell you that now there are, the 16th of the amount of magazines out there that were then. So the industry is a very, very different sort of place. And if you want to have a bit more of a consistent career, film, if you do prosthetics, all that kind of thing is a bit more of a safer bet.
Okay. Is that because the magazines have gone online, or because literally everything shifted.
They've just gone under. They haven't even gone online, which is bizarre, I think, because people still want the content, but maybe Instagram influencers have taken the place of that.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of Instagram, actually, we've got a few people who've joined us. So I'm just going to say hello to. So Tim Davis says hello, everyone. We've had Jessamina Myers, JJ326 joined us on Instagram, and Samantha, Tim and Nick on Facebook. So hi, you guys, and anybody else who is watching that we can't see the name of. Helen as well. Please do give us a shout if you've got any questions or anything. Please do drop them in the feed of whatever social media you're on, and we will try and answer them as we go. So Louise, tell us a bit more about the different strands of work that you've done as a makeup artist.
I mean, it's been 20 years, so it's quite varied. That's what I like about being a makeup artist, actually. It has always been very varied, but I mean, yeah, 20 years ago, I was doing more fashion and beauty for magazines like Elle and Marie Claire, stuff like that. And then after having kids, I took quite a lot of time off, came back, and also I went to live in Antwerp for a while. So coming back after a break, my agent was giving me quite different work, and it was more portraits. So every time you see a picture, an author promoting their book in a magazine, or anything like that, an article that's in a magazine, or they need a makeup artist, and I was doing that sort of stuff more than the fashion and beauty. And a lot of makeup artists, I think, would have felt that they were taking a wrong turn, but I actually found that I loved it. I loved it because you were meeting someone interesting, for, you know, not that models aren't interesting, but do you know what I mean? They were there for a reason, and it was really exciting just to get to know someone.
It's a personal reason, isn't it? Like, they're actually there to promote something that is theirs rather than to do a job.
And they're quite excited about being there, and quite excited about having their hair and makeup done. And also I was allowed to sort of stop when I wanted to. I don't like lots and lots of makeup. I don't like to treat the face like a canvas, I think, like a lot of makeup artists, and like you slightly have to do with fashion. You know, the art directors would be saying, okay, it's got to work with this dress, and we need to promote purple because purple's going to be really in for next season, and you know, we want more, and it needs to look really fashion forward. And my instinct was always, let's just stop there, she looks really pretty, before we start piling it on. So doing photography more for portrait articles and stuff, and you know, the mission being make them look like the best version of them, really worked for me. So I was doing more that sort of stuff, but it was still difficult with kids to because my agent would call me and say, okay, you've got a job tomorrow morning, you know, almost always in London, but still hard to get there for 8:30 when you've got no planned childcare. Anyway, so I opened up this makeup lesson business. So I have this lovely little studio, can you see, in Cooper's Yard, and so now I still do the shoots, but a lot of my time is spent doing makeup lessons here in the studio, as well as brand shoots. So for small brands, there are so many, especially around here, especially young creative women who are maybe taking a career change in their early 30s, doing a small creative brand, and they all need a photo of them behind the scenes, you know, to bring their brand to life for social media. And I work a lot with a local photographer, Kat Artwell, doing them, and I love that. And also motherhood shoots. So another local photographer, Thea Courtney. We go into, you know, you don't have to tidy up your house, you don't have to think about your hair and makeup. We go in, I do their hair and makeup, and then she takes really, really natural kind of reportage type photography. So it's very varied, and I like that.
That's really lovely. You said a little bit about your kind of aims with what you do, not plastering makeup on, just making people look like the best version of themselves. And actually, I was going to say, because presumably you're wearing makeup, but it doesn't look like it. And I mean that in the best possible way.
Yeah, well, I'm not anti, a statement red lip or anything like that. But yeah, on me or on a lot of people, yeah, I prefer the no makeup. I just think so many people do, and that's partly why I opened doing the lessons. Because I mean, how many times have you heard people say, "Oh yeah, I've had a makeover in the department store and I took it off straight away. I didn't look like me. I was caked in makeup." Because they do have to try to sell as many products, don't they? So they put everything on you, and they want to put that season stuff on you, and they've only got one brand to choose from, and I'm not affiliated with any brand. So yeah, I do think that you can be really interested in makeup without it being obvious.
Nice. Do you want to actually, since we're talking about the lessons, do you want to talk us through what you do in them?
Yeah. Well, we start off by having a little cup of tea, and we sit here, and the lady will show me, or man, I have had a man, will show me her makeup bag, and what she does on a normal daily routine, and then I try to get an idea of what she most wants to get out of the lesson. So we talk about her lifestyle, how much time has she got, is she doing it on the train, is it for an evening look for presentations, or like you, maybe for when you're on stage, or sometimes people come, they want to do their own makeup for their wedding. So what the goals are, what they most like about their face, and what they want to accentuate. And then I do their I didn't actually iron the bottom of my dress. Anyone can see it.
Well, at least you are actually wearing a skirt, as there have been all those pictures going around social media of people on Zoom meetings who've forgotten to actually put trousers on and things. So
right.
You are wearing a skirt. I think you're okay.
Doing well, I'm winning. So then they come and sit down, and I do their makeup while explaining every step of why, because I do feel really passionately that if I'm just teaching them in a kind of paint by numbers way, it's not really educating them to feel more confident in the future when that makeup runs out or whatever. If I'm explaining why on their face something should go there and not there, then they're more likely to remember.
Yeah.
And they're more likely to understand why, and then they can branch out and feel more confident when they're buying things in the department store. And then while I write down everything that I have put on them that we both like, and I remind them where on the face it goes,
cool.
They then sit here in front of the mirror and maybe take off one eye. Sorry, I'll sit down again. Take off one eye or half a face and do it themselves, and that really, really helps you to remember. And then I can say, I think the reason why you're struggling is you're just not maybe looking into the mirror in the right way, or be more forceful, or be more gentle, or whatever. Cool. So it's lovely, and I love that they always leave kind of standing up a little bit taller. So that's just gorgeous.
It doesn't surprise me that doesn't surprise me that people leave looking taller. I think I as you can probably tell, I don't generally wear makeup, and it's not because I don't like it. In theory, the natural look, I would love to be able to do it, but I feel like I missed the point in the kind of teenage years when I might have learned how to do it without thinking about it, and now it just, the amount of time I feel it would take me to get comfortable and not having guidance, I wouldn't know how to start. So that's
going into
the answer.
Going into the department stores is just I mean, even for me, it's like, so many people come to me and saying, I miss that bit, or my mum was in my teenage years, or my mum wasn't into makeup, so I never learned, and it's been fine up until now, but maybe I've got a promotion, I'm standing up in front of people, and what I was doing doesn't work anymore. So they can just go online, buy everything, and then I write them out step by step. So first you do this is the brush you need, remember to do that.
Awesome, that sounds brilliant. I love that you're showing people how to do it and why, because I think that's often the bit that's missing. Even if you go and have a makeover and you come out feeling good about it, you go home and just go, I don't know how to replicate that.
Totally. I mean, I do that all the time. You think you'll remember something and then you're like, okay, that just went in and out again. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Just before we carry on, I'm going to say we've got quite a few more people watching. So Lydia and Natalie on Facebook, I think Nom Nom Skincare on Insta, who say hello, and Kevin Gray sends hearts on Insta, Elaine 3 as well, and Nicola. Have we already said no? Nicola on Facebook as well. So hi you guys, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, please do drop them in the social media feed, whatever platform you're on, and we will read them out or answer them if they're questions. So brilliant. So Louise, tell us a bit about what you've been doing during lockdown.
Looking after the 15-year-old and the 11-year-old, but I'm very aware that's very lucky age. They're kind of getting on with it, and I've been working on a new website. Awesome. Although that's gone a bit pear-shaped, and I'm now looking for website designers out there. I'd love to use someone local. Getting a lot of the admin and marketing side, getting a contact list together. I'm really appreciating actually this time to concentrate on the boring business side of things that I never get time to do. But I've also been good in that I've done something that I didn't want to do and I was putting off, which was doing videos on Instagram. So it gave me a kick, and I've done 6, so go check them out on my Instagram, because it's helpful. There's like an eyeliner lesson video, all 10-minute ones, a blush one, a 10-minute one, makeup for Zoom, and most of my main principles, the key things that I say in every lesson are in there. So that's been good, really good feedback, and I need to do some more, but I'm busy doing a boring contact list.
Well, balance is good, isn't it?
Yeah. But I can't wait to have people back in my studio. I mean, I am missing it. I've done I'm halfway through doing my first virtual lesson, which I haven't been kind of promoting the virtual lessons because there's no argument. It is not as good as the face-to-face. I need to put the makeup on the people to see if it's really right for them. But having said that, I had a good chat with this lady, and we're halfway through a 3-parter. Cool. And I think I'll see how it goes before I really push them, but that's been good. It's
good to be able to explore, isn't it? And it sounds like you might keep some elements of online in the future, possibly.
Definitely keep doing the videos and some kind of online. I think maybe once I've met someone, then the second part or the third part can be online. So many businesses, we're adapting, and it's going to stay that way a little bit.
It does potentially open up more options, doesn't it? I mean, that's how I see potentially for the future, that it's not a case of either or, but actually just broadening the options.
Definitely.
I've got a couple of comments to read you. So Lena Bloodberg says hello. Liz Gray says very talented daughter-in-law. And Nom Nom Skincare asks, what are your top makeup tips for over 50s?
I'm just going to close the window because someone's chatting outside in people's yard. Over 50s, I would say cream products. So maybe if you're not, if you've always used you know, a powder blush and lots of powder. Cream products are really good for giving the skin that kind of youthful glow. So cream blush particularly, you know, like these sorts of cream blushes are really, really gorgeous. So, and don't be too afraid of using them. I think 50 plus blush is absolutely a must. It's gorgeous, and a cream one especially. And it's, people always say as you get older, less is more, but I think that's a bit simplistic. I think it's just different. So concealer, really, really important, blush, and yeah, our lashes get sparser, our eyebrows often get sparser, so it's just sort of giving a bit more definition. Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. I hope that answers the question for you, Nom Nom Skincare. But if you've got any more, send them across, please. Brilliant. So actually, the next question I was going to ask was, what are your favourite products to use, or what do you find most transformative, most useful? And you've started on that already. So
yeah, cream blush, definitely. Blush, I think, is one of the most underrated products. People often maybe use a bronzer, which is also great, but use a bronzer instead of a blush. But I would definitely use a blush over a bronzer, or ideally use both. But blush is, I think, underrated. And yeah, and under eye concealer. Oh, and eyelash curlers. I think so many of us have eyelash curlers in our bag somewhere, but we don't use them. And I think often people don't use them because so often we use quite a wet mascara, so it doesn't become too clumpy. And once the wet mascaras just straighten them again. And so if your lashes are quite straight, that will happen. And so understandably, when you're next doing your makeup, you'll be like, oh no, but they only stayed curly for about 10 minutes. I'm just going to leave that step out. But if you use waterproof mascara, they stay pointing up the lashes. So eyelash curlers and waterproof mascara, I think.
Amazing. Yeah. And so the curlers, they kind of open up your lashes,
they make it do that. Yeah, they make them just kind of do a bit of a 90-degree.
And that probably brings your eyes out more.
Yeah, it really opens up your eyes, and it, especially if you've got kind of hooded eyes, it really helps to sort of lift them. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But don't buy the cheap ones. I think money does make a difference with eyelash curlers. So like Joamora, Kevin O'Quan, Charlotte Tilbury, it's worth paying that extra kind of £5-10.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I guess that if you get a good one, then they last a long time. So
yeah, they do.
Yeah, fantastic. So Nom Nom Skincare say thank you, great tips. And we've also been joined by Alan. So again, if anybody's got any questions, please do drop them in the social media feeds and we'll answer them as we go. So I guess I have another question that's just come to me, which is for me, since I'm sitting here, I do try to do makeup sometimes when I'm doing concerts and stuff, and occasionally I wear mascara. Where would you suggest I start? Because as I said, I feel like I missed the point in teenage years when I could have picked this all up without really thinking about it. And it is something that as a performer, I feel like I should know what I'm doing more. And it always takes time and effort, and it always feels more of a, I would like it to be more fun than it is at the moment.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I always start with the base, with getting a lovely foundation or tinted moisturizer. That doesn't mean it's really heavy. I hate that word, flawless. But if you are going to do a darker eye, which you need to do if you're on a stage, you need to exaggerate, dial things up a little bit.
Okay.
Then if you've got darkness around here, it will also attract any darkness here. If you've got a red lip and you've got sort of redness here, it's going to attract the redness. So it is worth kind of toning down and evening out the skin first. Cool. And then I think it's Yeah, about making the lash line darker. So really getting confident with using an eyeliner, not a sort of hold your breath perfect, you know, harsh line with a flick. There are much easier ways to make the lashes look darker. I don't know, I mean, where to start? Yeah, I suppose that would be where I would start.
Cool.
But I think makeup is all about getting the balance right, and it's a little bit of everything. Sometimes people have said, oh, could you do mini makeovers, just do the eyes? But it doesn't really work like that. It's about getting the balance right.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
You need to come see me, Eleanor.
I was just going to say, so basically what you're saying is that I need to come and have a lesson.
Yeah, and we can focus it on how to do it for theatre.
Okay, awesome, you're on. when you're allowed to have people in your studio again, yeah, I'll be there. Cool. So we're sort of coming towards the end of our time, so I think, do you want to just give us a quick recap of what you're doing at the moment, and what the best way is to get in contact if people want to know more, maybe want to have a lesson makeover at some point?
You can DM me on Instagram, or email me. My website, I think, is it in the stuff?
It will be in the sec, yeah.
Yeah, and or Facebook, although I'm rubbish at checking Facebook. So yeah, DM me and Instagram is better, or email me. And yeah, I think that's, and then we can, because we can put, I've got dates in the diary for that I've moved for September, October. We may have to move them back, but it's good to get it in the diary, because I think I've had a lot of people postpone, obviously, and as soon as I'm allowed to work, I can see that it's going to be a very busy period. So it's good to get it in the diary now, and then we can always just shift it back a month or whatever.
Yeah, brilliant. And also, people should check out your videos on Instagram, isn't it, that you're doing them?
Yeah.
And keep an eye out and see if the virtual lessons become a thing.
Yeah, I want them to be good. I need to pay my rent, but I'm not willing to promote something that I don't think is really useful. Yeah, I think they will be. I'm just going to check.
But it's good. It's good to, given that it is so different. I think from what you were saying the other day, there's quite a lot of things to consider, aren't there, in terms of how you do that. So it's worth doing it slowly and make sure you get it right, because quality is obviously very important to you from what you've said.
Yeah, so, yeah, definitely.
Taking the time and getting it right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, it's been really interesting to chat to you. Thank you so much for coming and being a guest on the Library Lunch. It's lovely. I will definitely come and see you at some point. I'm really hoping that my Christmas concerts will go ahead. I was actually supposed to be doing a concert yesterday in the Musical Museum in Brentford, and we always do a series of concerts at Christmas. And actually, I was very tempted. Catherine, who's a friend of yours, I think, from Cooper's Yards, who's
from All Bone and Trim It.
All Bone and Trim It, that's it. Yes, I'm really tempted to kind of try and save a bit of money during this period and go all out for Christmas if it happens.
Yeah, let's do a thing. We can
so cool.
make you over, Eleanor. I can do your hair and makeup, and Catherine can make you a dress.
Cool. I really want something.
Channel 4, they'll make a show.
Awesome. So that's a whole new direction. Cool. That's actually sounds brilliant. I will yes, I might be in touch with you guys about that. Sounds great. Cool. Well, thank you very much. I will be in touch at some point about all of that then. In the meantime, moving on to the rest of our live stream program. I'm sure those of you watching may well know this already, but the Library Hub has a really big live stream program, lots of different things going on. So obviously the Library Lunch, as just now, every weekday at midday, talking to different members of the community. We have daily singing classes and mindfulness and yoga, and various other things that are happening on different days during the week. So today, for example, we have Anya from SE19 Dance is doing a half-hour session at 6:30 for a healthy spine, and I did it last week and it's really good. It's definitely worth tuning in for. My back is in a much better place this week than it was last week. So I definitely recommend that. You may well know this, but we have just launched a new project at the Library Hub, which is called All Alone Together. And it's looking at the impact of COVID-19 on the community. We're starting off with some research about how it has affected you all in terms of work, personal life, finances, whatever you're willing to tell us, really. And the more people get involved with this, the better our research can be, and the more we can then look at what services we can provide to fill any gaps and to help with rebuilding and moving forward. So if you have 10 minutes maximum and are willing to fill in a short survey, the address for that has already in fact appeared on the feed. Please do that. We would be so grateful, and please do pass it on, because the more people we can reach, the better understanding we have of what everybody's experiences are. If when you do the survey you tick the box saying you are willing to be interviewed, then you will be hearing from me at some point to have an in-depth chat, probably over Zoom, but I can also do phone if that's better for you. So please do go fill in the survey, and please say yes to being interviewed, because it's really interesting to chat to people. I think that's it, except to say that tomorrow's guest on the Library Live Lunch is Marty Jessup, who is a local artist and actually runs life drawing classes through the Upper Norwood Library Hub, and is one of the people behind the affordable art fair that happened in the hub before Christmas. So if you want to find out a bit more about that, I'm hoping he's going to do some kind of a demo that you can join in with from home as well. So please do come and watch tomorrow at midday. It'd be lovely. And in the meantime, it's sunny again, so enjoy the sunshine. Don't do what I did and get burnt. Take care, and we'll see you soon.